Hey everybody, I'm Joe from Joe Pro Deco, and I've been asked to do this review for the Decorators Forum on behalf of Access Deco. So they've been kindly enough to give me a bag of this stuff. The bag contains 5 times 1 kilogram packets, which you see there. I've already used some. So on that note, I've already used this on a job previously. Everything worked out perfectly fine. All I can say about the product is it just seems not quite as a smooth mix as the Easy Fill, which I normally use. Don't get me wrong, it goes on nice and smooth and everything, but it just feels there's something in there. It feels a little bit gritty. Very, very fine grit or fine dust in the mix. So not quite as smooth as Easy Fill. So I normally use Easy Fill 20, 45 or 60. Never have any issues with that. I wanted to compare it with that originally. And to be fair, it matches the Easy Fill. I painted over this the day after when I originally used it. So obviously I didn't test how rapid the drying was because I was there the day after to do that. But everything was fine. It was easy enough to sand. I'd say not quite as easy as it's easy enough, don't get me wrong, but not quite as easy as the Easy Fill, and I'll tell you why in a minute. I painted over it the day after. It was fine. I didn't even put a primer on. I just went over with 2 coats of Armstead Durable Matte, and there was no flashing at all on this product. So that's all good. So just let me I'll show you the packet, just so you can see the packet. Anybody that's not familiar with this product, it says it's recoatable in 3 hours. Now, I don't know whether that means it's recoatable to put another layer of filler on, or whether it's recoatable paint-wise. I presume it probably means both. If it's dry and it's ready. But let's have a closer look at that. Holds extremely well onto most substrates, even glazed tiles and oil-based paint. Right, well, Easy Fill, I know it goes over old oil-based paint, but I'm not sure about the glazed tiles. I mean, wow, this must be good gear if it can do that. So hopefully somebody else will test that out, because I probably won't. There you go. Contains marble dust for a very fine, durable finish. Right, so that marble dust must be what I was talking about, that you can just sort of, not feel, but you can sense there's something in there. It's not quite as smooth. So that'll be that. And that, like it says, must give it its extra durability. So, durable-wise, I know it's durable. Didn't notice so much when I was sanding it on the wall, but where I noticed its durability was, I tend to just let it dry on me caulking tool. And then the day after, Easy Fill, I can just scrape off. Now if you look there, struggling to get it off. It's very solid, and that is on plastic. So I think you can pretty much say it holds up to its claim on how durable it is and how well it sticks on awkward substrates. Honestly, if that was Easy Fill, it'd just scrape off with a scraper. This stuff, I was at it for quite a while, and I think I'm going to have to just get something a bit sharper to get that off. It is solid. So, that's that. So what I'm going to do is today, I'm going to check how rapid drying this product is. So it is now just say 11:15. I'm going to stick some on now. I'll come back in 3 hours time, and I'll test it and see if it's dry to sand. Before I get on with that, I'm going to show you the claims on the back of the packet. So there you go. It says it sets in 30 to 40 minutes. So that's how long we should have roughly to use it. All the usual stuff there that you can see. The mix ratios and the conditions of use, they'll pretty much be all the same, these powder fillers. So there you go. There's a good look at the packet. Just want to mention that when applying last time, there was no issues with applying. Like I say, it went on smooth. It can fill, you know, fine It can both fine fill and it can do deeper holes as well, but it will take longer to dry if you fill the deeper holes. That's quite obvious. So there you go. Right, so here's the product mixed. I'll just bump some up. So there you have it. Quite a there you have it. This is going to go on quite quickly, so I've not done it too loose. Right, so the filler's had 2 hours, just over 2 hours. So it's dry in some places. That's still wet. So I'm actually doubting that'll be dry in an hour, but we'll see. We'll see if the claims are true. As you can see, it's still very wet there. It's not gone too deep, you know, on these bits. And it's not a cold day, it's warm in this house, the heating's on, the room's ventilated. So, if it says 3 hours on the packet, it should be dry in 3 hours in these conditions. So we'll come back to these in an hour. As you can see, a lot of these are dry. But these are just small holes, little small divots. Not too much filling. The deeper ones are still wet. Right, so I'm going to come back to it in an hour, see where we're up to. Right, so came back after 3 hours and it wasn't quite dry. So I've left it. It's been 4 hours now. And as you can see, it's not quite 100% dried there, but I think I'm going to get away with sanding that when I come round to doing it in about 10-15 minutes. So, what I think with this stuff is, the 3 hours is probably the quickest you're ever going to be able to sand this stuff. I think you're going to need really warm conditions with plenty of ventilation to be able to do it in 3 hours. As you can see, it's all dry now. I can sand it after just over 4 hours. It's about 4 hours, 15 minutes. So I'm going to get all this sanded now. What I'll do is I'll show you the end results when it's painted. There'll be no flashing because I've already used it. So that's good to go. Right, everybody, so plenty of filling on this wall, as you can see. Just 2 coats, Armstead Durable Matte. No flashing whatsoever. So what I'll do is, there's some filling on that wall. Filling on that wall, the main wall going up the stairs. No flashing on the filler at all. Trying to catch the light, just can't do it. So it is very good for going straight over. I didn't even put a primer on, no acrylic primer undercoat, no thinned emulsion, although the first coat was thinned by about 5%, but I always do that. So I'll just take you round, I'll show you downstairs. As you can see, I'm showing you on an angle. The light would out from this window would be showing any flashing, but there's nothing. So there you have it. Right, so just a roundup of the Axis filler then. So I'll compare it to Easy Fill because that's what I normally use. So I wanted to test it with the rapid drying. Well, it took about 4.5 to 5 hours to fully dry so I could sand. So the claimed 3 hours, that would have to be on a very warm day. A very warm and dry day. Otherwise, no, not going to get it in 3 hours. So for the UK market, generally, I'd say 4 to 5 hours drying time. So what I'll do is I'll finish off by explaining. There you have it. The Axis Q3 filler is very tough and durable. It's drying 4 to 5 hours. It goes on smooth. But the advantage to this stuff is it can go on surfaces that you usually wouldn't necessarily go on with your normal filler. Easy Fill, for example. It's very, very tough. I think the adhesion is slightly better on it. But I don't know about the price, so it all depends on price point for me. If the product is on par with Easy Fill or cheaper, then it may be my go-to product from now on, because it does everything Easy Fill does and more. So that's it, a thumbs up from me. Hope you enjoyed the review. Give it a try if you've not already tried it. It's worth a try. And see you all later. Bye bye.